And we are back, Joey. It is time for the men's half of tonight's contest. We have the Durham Lords taking on the Centennial Colts, and boy, oh boy, if it's anything like the last game for the Lords, we're in for a good one. They took on the Canadore Panthers on Sunday and beat them by an astonishing 83-59.
That's not a bad way to start your season, Johnny.
No, it isn't. So our starting lineup for tonight is number 2, Trey Lawson, number 10, Brandon Halliburton, number 15, Funcho DeMeggi, number 21, Julian Hinkson Jr., and number 24, DeAndre Huggins. Before I get into the Colts starters, I need to say Funcho was great on Sunday, but just as good as he was, Huggins wasn't. And this is going to be key for the Lords tonight. They need him on his game because he's their threat from beyond the arc.
Yeah, both those guys are really going to have to step up today, John. This Colts team is a really good one, and you can't have a cold shooter taking shots, especially one of your best guys in Huggins, if you're going to have any chance to win this game tonight.
Yeah, buddy. All right, so getting to the starting five for the Centennial Colts, we've got Josh McFarland, a point guard out of Pickering, Bailey Burton, a guard forward out of Pickering, Alistair Cole, a guard also out of Pickering, Kendall Wilson, shooting guard out of Pickering. They've got a lot of guys out of Pickering, man.
Pickering
and
high.
Walshek Yusuf, the center, big man center, 6'5" out of Scarborough, Ontario, first-year player for the Colts. Should be interesting once we get this one underway.
It's going to be interesting to see, Johnny, is how the Colts make up for the loss of Marco Kuric and Paul Walleran, their two top scorers last year, 17.3 points and 13.9 points per game, respectively. Those are good numbers. That's 30-plus points that this team's going to have to make up for and find a way to put those points on the board without two of their top players in their lineup this season.
The Lords get the ball on the tip, and Brandon Halliburton is moving it up court. Halliburton gets it over to Huggins. Huggins looking around for someone to pass off to. Gets it to Lawson. Lawson looking to make a move. Gets it inside to Huggins, who gets it up before the... No good. Not before the buzzer. Shot clock violation on the Lords.
Good ball movement
Centennial
there.
Ball.
Yeah, sorry, Johnny. Good ball movement there by the Lords, but they got to find a way to get that shot off and find a good way to not let the shot clock get them, because it's going to be a long night for them if they keep letting that shot clock get in their way and not take advantage of the shots.
Quick shots are going to be key.
But good ball movement as so far early.
Yes, definitely. So Centennial's moving the ball down the court here. Oh, and a big defensive stop there by Funcho DeMeggi. And Hinkson Jr. takes it to the rack for 2.
Strong move there by Hinkson Jr. And we saw a lot of him in the preseason, John. He's a force down there, down low. Big man is Hinkson Jr., and he's going to be a force here for the Lords all game long.
Cheeky little finger roll tried by the Colts there and a miss. And we got Halliburton taking the ball back up court. Looks like we got a foul here, Joey.
Yeah, this one's, I think, oh, maybe not a foul here, Johnny. Oh, yeah. Sorry, Johnny, you're on this. Yeah, foul against the Colts there. That's going to be their first one. We saw in our first of this doubleheader, John, foul trouble became an issue for the Lords getting into the penalty in the first and the fourth quarter. The men definitely don't want to be in that same situation.
Definitely not. Big move there, and that's the second foul for Centennial. Quick succession here.
Yeah. That was a tough foul there on Brandon Halliburton, but he bounces up. He looks to be okay. Even though our trusty clock guys down there don't seem to be on the ball on the fouls, but we'll. I'm sure they'll get there.
I'm like, what's going on?
Oh, there they go. They're on it. Look, we are a crack Saf down there.
Halliburton misses a second. Centennial ball.
Johnny, Centennial was the number 7 ranked team in the country last year. They were a good team. They ended up losing in the tournament finals, or not in the finals, but they lost in the tournament, unable to beat Niagara or Seneca. But they're going to be a real tough task for this Lords team that finished up with a 500 record last year.
Halliburton with the big basket there.
Good transition there, play there. Halliburton going up to the rim, not trying to do anything too fancy, but getting the ball in the basket and this little 5-0 run for the Lords to start this game.
Well, that's a good call there for the Lords as Huggins forced looks like Cole out of bounds there and turnover and Lord's ball. Lawson's moving it up court. And I can tell you, man, from Sunday's match, Lawson is the primary ball handler on this team. He's the one calling the plays, and the play is going to run through him. DeMeggi now has the ball. He's moving hard inside, puts the shot up, no good. He's going to the line for 2.
And another foul here against the Colts early.
Oh, maybe not. I'm sorry, maybe an offensive foul here on the Lords. Because Centennial has the ball and they're moving it up court.
I have no idea what just happened there, but it's Colts ball, Johnny.
Yeah, they threw me for a loop too.
Sometimes you just have to admit when you don't know, and that's a real nice tip there.
Yeah, nice tip there by Walshek Youssef for the Colts' first 2 points of the game. Lawson's moving the ball back up court now. We'll see if they can run a play here.
I was definitely letting you say Walshek Youssef first.
Oh, big turnover here by the Colts, and they're going in for the slam dunk by Kendall Wilson there, putting a little bit of exclamation on that one, man.
And just like that, it's a 5-4 ball game.
Halliburton's moving the ball up the court. Looks over to Huggins. Big deflection again by the Colts, and the Lords are being sloppy with the ball, Joey.
Yeah, Cole forced that turnover there, and that's 2 in a row. Good defensive play by the Colts, turning that into fast break points. And all of a sudden, they've taken a 1-point lead in this ball game.
Lawson's making his move inside. Pulls up for a shot. Air ball, no good. Centennial ball, side out.
That's definitely going to be something the Lords are going to want to keep their eye on as this game progresses, John, is sloppy offensive zone turnovers. And you know Coach is not going to be a fan of that as this game progresses.
Yeah, 100%, man. They need to protect the ball better. Oh, foul there by Walshek Youssef as he slapped, he slapped Lawson in the face.
That'll wake you up.
Yeah, that's a big man giving you a big paw to the face.
Yeah. Youssef at 6'5". That's not going to feel fun for Trey Lawson. So maybe that's one way they're going to try and throw him off their game tonight, Johnny, is be physical, but they have to be careful. They're already giving up the 3 fouls.
Nice move by Huggins, but a huge block by Centennial, and they move the ball back up court again. And another dunk by Kendall Wilson. This is becoming a trend.
Yeah, that's 2 dunks. Could have been easily 3 if Youssef didn't settle for a layup on his fast break. Lords are not going to be happy with turnovers and easy, uncontested baskets for the Colts so far in this game.
We have a foul called, it seems.
I think that's going to go against.
That is against Centennial. That is their 4th foul already with 6 minutes to go in this quarter. Looks like Centennial is taking the Lords train from the first game and getting themselves into some early foul trouble in this one, Joey.
Yeah, Johnny, it's not a good position to be in if you're a Colt, or especially on that sideline. Coaching staff not going to be happy about that, as we're having some clock issues here as the things are reset. I didn't think it was 8-5, but we got her all figured out and back to normal here, as it's going to be a Lord's throw in here for number 24, DeAndre Huggins.
Huggins is going to be key. Like I said at the start of the broadcast there, Joey, he needs to be hot like he normally is. He needs to shoot the ball and needs to be confident. Big 2 by Brandon Halliburton, bringing the Lords back within 1, and the Colts are moving the ball back up the court again.
Yeah, squashing that 8-0 run there for Centennial. It's been a game of runs so far. 5-0 run to start for the Lords, then an 8-0 run for the Colts. Let's see if we get some back and forth action here.
Colts put another 2 on the board. It's a 3-point lead for the Colts. Lawson's got the ball in his hands again. Lawson moves it over to Halliburton. They need to get Funcho into this game, man. As I say that, they get him the ball. Big man underneath. No offensive foul on Funcho DeMeggi there. And a turnover again for the Durham Lords. They need to get these turnovers in check.
Turnovers, especially in the offensive zone, are really going to kill you, Johnny. That's what's going to hurt you, is you're not capitalizing on possessions down in the opponent's end, and then they're coming back and taking points on you, especially these fast break quick points that we've seen so far. That's an easy way to fall. Yeah, no but defenders, easy slam dunks, and it's been really tough for the Lords to get anything sustained offensively because of these giveaways. And it's going to be tough for Funcho. If he keeps taking offensive zone fouls, he's got to get into this game and find his rhythm.
Yeah, Funcho with the big block there, and it's out of bounds. 6 seconds on the clock there for Centennial. They're going to have to put this up quick. Alistair Cole with the ball. Looks to drive the lane. No basket. Traveling Lord's ball.
Yeah, Cole didn't seem to be in too much of a rush there, John. We thought he might have to put a little bit of hustle into it, but he took his time. He took too much time, travels that ball, and it's going to be a turnover for the Colts, which hasn't really happened for them so far this game. They've been the ones forcing turnovers. See if the Lords can take advantage.
Lawson puts up the three and drains it. Nothing but net for Lawson. And the Lords have tied this game at 10 with 4.5 minutes to go in the first quarter.
Really, really big three there by Trey Lawson, taking advantage of a little bit of room, not hesitating, and a beautiful stroke to tie this game up for the Lords.
Good rebound there by Huggins. Lawson's moving the ball back up the court. They're looking for Funcho here, I think.
Yeah, you know they're going to want to get him involved, Johnny.
Here comes Hinkson Jr. all the way up to Huggins. Alone at the three. No good. Huge rebound by DeMeggi, though. And no good again. Lord's ball. Centennial grabbed it out of bounds.
A couple real good opportunities there. Once by Huggins, another one for the rebound by Funcho. Huggins is going to be shaking his head after that one. You don't get that many wide open three looks.
It's almost like he had too much time on that one.
Yeah, that's a good point, John.
Overthought. Another shot there by Halliburton, but a miss, and Centennial's moving the ball back up the court again. This is going to be important for the Lords. They need to drain these shots, Joey.
Yeah, you got to take advantage of your offensive zone possessions, right, John? This is a high-scoring team for the Colts. They were better than you last year. They defeated you in both games they played. You know the Colts are strong.
Huge three from Bailey Burton of the Colts, and they have a 3-point lead.
And Burton with a dagger there. That looked calm, smooth, and fluid as Bailey puts up his first points of the day.
Yeah, the Lords are going to look to build on that win on Sunday there, Joey. Last season, they were only 500 at 10-10, and they do not want to do that again. There's a big two by Halliburton as he brings the Lords back within 1 point. It's 13-12 for Centennial.
Halliburton seems to be on his game early here, Johnny. He's been strong both sides of the ball and has stepped up and made all the shots that he's taken.
Yeah, that's going to be key. You're going to need your role players to make consistent baskets, because I think the bulk of the points is going to come from Funcho and maybe Lawson. But if Higgins can pop a couple threes in there, and Funcho can command the game like he just did for two, the Lords now have the lead. This game will go the way of Durham.
That's what Funcho's got to do to be effective, Johnny. He's 6'5", he's in his 5th year. He knows how to play this game. He knows he's bigger and stronger than most of these guys. He's got to be physical down to the paint. And if he can do that and get baskets and draw fouls and get to the line, Funcho's going to be a dominating force for this Lords team, as he was on the weekend.
Funcho with the ball again on the inside, and he puts up another two. It is 16-13 for your Durham Lords with 2 minutes remaining in the first quarter.
And Funcho's feeling it now. You know, he was not happy with himself after that offensive foul. That's 2 baskets in a row for Funcho. And he forces that turnover there.
Big turnover there, sorry. Halliburton, stuffed. Stuffed by Alistair Cole, and he gets a slap on the butt to go with it.
Alistair Cole pretty jacked up after that one. He's another 5th-year player. There's 2 5th-year players for this Centennial Colts team. Alistair Cole and Bailey Burton, both 6'4" guards and forwards, and that was a huge defensive play there, as it would have been a 6-point little run for the Lords, but a nice defensive stop and a good hustle play by the Colts defender to come back and stop the easy layup.
Definitely, Joey. It's going to be important for the Lords to not get those blocks. And another huge three by Brandon Halliburton, putting the Lords up by 6 points with 1.5 minutes to go. If the Lords can continue this trend, go inside and fake out the Centennial Colts and then throw it outside for wide open threes, this game is going to be money.
Wide open threes are the looks you want. It's the way basketball's played these days, John. And
yeah, thanks to Golden State.
Yeah, everybody wants to be like Steph. And right now, Brendan Halliburton doing his best Curry impression with that dagger of a three.
We have a timeout and a substitution, it seems, for the Colts. Let's see who's subbing in. Number 45, Hussein Mahadi, 6'5" guard out of Scarborough, just subbed in, first-year player.
Comes in for Enzo Atomi, but I didn't even see him come into the game, John. There's been a couple substitutions here
Apparently
early.
We weren't paying too much attention.
The coaches are sneaking them by us here. It's a high-scoring first quarter. That's what we'll blame it on.
And the Lords are in the bonus. They only have one team foul themselves, while the Colts now have 5. This is going to be an interesting minute and 20 seconds. Rough there as the Lords missed 2 free throws. Great job by Funcho as he dives for the ball, throws it off the Colts out of bounds. Lords ball.
Yeah, in the foul here, $1:17 remaining in the quarter, John. The Lords have a real opportunity to get some easy points from the free throw line if they can play in the paint and draw a couple fouls.
Yeah, most definitely. It's going to be important to get those points from the line. And these guys were great at that on Sunday. And we got another three by Halliburton. Oh, and he just misses, rolls off the outside of the rim.
Can only say so hot forever. That's Halliburton's first miss of the night. As
what
we see
a play by Kendall Wilson.
A little dipsy-doodly dandle there as he spins not once, not twice, but 3 times to get around some Lords defenders and makes the circus-looking shot.
We got Funcho going to the line for 2. As they were looking for the fast break point there, the Lords were. They got it to Funcho under the basket, but one of those Colts flew over top of Demeji and clipped him in the back of the head with a shoe, it looked like.
That's just something we don't see as much in the women's game, John. There's a lot of high flying, a little more acrobatic play from the men's game. I don't think we saw anybody get hit in the back of the head with a shoe in our first half of our doubleheader.
No, we also didn't see any dunks. So, yeah, the men's game is a little bit more high flying, whereas the women's game is precision-based.
But a good win for the Lords in their first game. And the Lords, the men's team, has out to a 5-point lead here early in this ball game.
Yeah, with just under a minute to play here, Centennial's moving the ball around. McFarland with it, passes it off.
Good defense there.
Good defense.
Not fouling, keeping their arms up, making it a real tough shot for the Colts.
Lawson needs to slow this play down here, and it's exactly what he's doing. He's maximizing the shot clock, and he's looking to make this one of the final possessions of the quarter.
10 seconds on the shot clock, Johnny.
They need to put this up. Halliburton was looking for the 3. Puts it up. Misses. That was a forced shot there, though.
Trey Lawson trying to get that off.
Oh, what a pass there by Kendall Wilson. Over to, I believe, Alistair Cole for the basket.
And that's really what the Colts did most effectively all this quarter, John, as it runs out on us here, is getting points off of turnovers, fast breaks, and putting in those easy baskets, even if there's a little bit of contention there or even if there's nobody there at all. That's how they've gotten most of their 17 points in this first quarter, Johnny, is just quick points off of turnovers and making the Lords team for being sloppy in the offensive zone.
That's exactly it. The Lords need to tighten it up, and I guarantee that's what the coach is telling them over there at the bench. You have to be stronger in the offensive zone. You got to protect that ball. You cannot let them get their hands in there. And if they do, try and get that reach-in foul called.
Yeah, the coach is going to be happy with the 20 points in that first quarter, that's for sure. But defensively, on both sides of the ball, they can be better. The score could have easily have 25, 26 points, John. They gave a couple balls away in the offensive zone, couple offensive fouls. The big one.
On top of that, they missed a few shots from the free throw line. And like we said in the first game, Joey, that will kill you. You've got to get those 3 points. You've got to take them when they give them to you. and punish the Centennial Colts for getting into that penalty.
No, for sure, and they're going to look to do that again here in the second quarter, is get some early fouls and put this Colts team in penalty trouble. Even though they did a good job, I thought, John. They had 4 fouls early. They had 4 fouls like at the 6-minute mark, and they didn't go into the penalty till just the $1:20 mark of the first quarter. So they did a good job at holding off and not taking fouls, but the floodgates did open up a little bit once they did hit the penalty. There was a couple late ones for the Lords, and you know they're going to be shaking their head at the fact that they missed a couple of those opportunities.
Yeah, definitely, Joey. Well, we're getting ready to start the second quarter here. The Lords are coming back out on the court. We're just waiting for the Colts.
Well, we might as well talk about what these teams did last year, Johnny. Last year, Centennial finished 15-5 with an excellent record, 7-3 at home, 8-2 on the road. Just a very, very solid season for the Colts.
77 points a game.
Yeah,
too, man.
they are not afraid to put up buckets. They finished the year on a 6-game win streak, and their 2 matchups against the Lords. On their home court, they played a very good game, beating the Lords in a nail biter, 70-69 win. It was a much higher scoring game here at the WRSC when the Lords hosted the Colts back on February 10th, a 93-84 final in what was a very high scoring game. The Lords were led by Brandon Halliburton with his 21 points, but not to be outdone by Alex Helgorez of the Colts, who had 20.
Funcho with the huge move inside, gets the foul on the shot, will shoot 2. He missed his last 2 free throws, Joey. He needs to make these 2 from the line just to kind of maybe make himself feel a little bit better. And once again, Centennial has a foul early in the second quarter.
Yeah. Funcho seems to be a guy who rides a little bit of the emotional roller coaster a little bit. He does well when he's got the momentum like he did on the weekend. He was playing well, and that just made everything easier for Funcho. He struggled a little bit early, the offensive foul, but then we saw he got a couple quick baskets, and you see the spring in his step, and he gets a little more aggressive out there, and then he makes those throws there, and all of a sudden Funcho's right on it.
Nice double pump layup there by the Centennial Colts. Josh McFarland on that one, man.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen a lot of McFarland here early. He's made a couple real nice plays for this Colts team.
Funcho has the ball. Back to Lawson. We got 9 seconds on the clock here, Joey. The Lords need to put this up.
Halliburton fouled there. No foul there.
I think it's just out of bounds.
I thought
Lord's
for sure it looked like his arm was grabbed there, but it's going to be just an out of bounds on the Lords, apparently. I was all ready to say another foul for the Colts, but I guess not.
Yeah, we have the referee is at the score table right now. I guess they're trying to figure something out going on with the clock. Calling in the ref. He has the score sheet now. What could be happening here? This is one time when I wish we maybe had a mic on the referees so we can hear what they're saying.
A mic. Maybe we'll go down there and ask Chris Cameron what is going on. As my whole game sheet somehow got turned around again. These 2 teams are going to play each other again, but not just like the ladies, John. They're going to bookend their seasons with them. I know the Colts started on the weekend when they took on the Panthers, but their last game of the year, just like the women's team, is going to be at the Centennial Colts on Tuesday, February 20th. I believe that is going to be the same day That is the same day the ladies play, so it's going to be a doubleheader at Centennial to end the season for the Lords.
Yeah, it makes sense that they would travel together and play together. Interesting, the next matchup here at home for our men's Lords team is against the Fleming Knights on November the 3rd. So a couple weeks till we get to see the Lords. They play 3 games in what looks like 1 week, though. Or sorry, 2 games. 3 games in 1 week, including this one coming up. So it's going to be a busy schedule for our Durham Lords. Yeah,
it's a busy start to their season. They had the game on Sunday against Conador. And then in that 1 week span, Sunday to Sunday, 4 games if you include the game on the 22nd. They play tonight obviously against the Colts. They're at Algonquin on the 28th and then at the Coyotes on the 29th, a bit of a weekend road trip.
We are still having an issue at the scorer's desk. 2 of the 3 referees, it seems. I wonder what is going on here.
My guess would be somebody was written down on the game sheet. So either they have somebody in the game who was not eligible or they have a jersey number wrong. It seems to be a bit of a kerfuffle down here, John, for lack of a better word. There's a lot of standing around, and they don't teach you as much what to do when there's nothing going on in broadcasting school, especially when you don't have classes.
Yeah, that's the. Let's not bring up the classes thing again. That's a sore spot for me. Yeah, they really don't teach you what to do, what to talk about at this point. I'm really interested as to see what's going on. I wonder if we'll get an announcement on this one, because both coaches are involved in the decision, as the referee is now walking over to Durham Lord's head coach and giving him an explanation as to why we've had this stoppage in play.
It's all right, we got lots of time. We get paid as long as we're here, right, Johnny?
Yeah, that's exactly it. You guys take all the time you want.
Yeah, we're good.
My paycheck just keeps getting bigger.
Paycheck, it's not like we got class. All right, that's my last shot, I promise. As we talked about the concession stand in our first half of the doubleheader, Johnny, there's more and more people walking around with hot dogs, and I'm not going to lie to you.
Yeah, I know. They're looking pretty good. Yeah, they're looking pretty good, man. I haven't had any supper yet, so it's going to be a late dinner for me.
I hear ya. Go home, see if you can catch the end of the World Series.
Yeah, Game 1 taking place in the World Series right now, and it looks like we're about to get underway, as I was just about to fill you in on the World Series score. Funcho with the huge layup, but no, he misses it. Big offensive rebound, back to Funcho. Lord's looking to move it. Back inside to Funcho. He looks to make a strong move. He misses, and it's Centennial ball. I don't know how that wasn't a foul there. It looked like he got whacked on the hand.
Yeah, a couple up and downs there that looked like a couple of them could have been called. But the Colts get away with it there, and they'll say it was good hand placement.
Off the rim and out of bounds, Lord's ball.
Lord's ball, we have a substitution. Checking back in for the measure is Julian Hinkson Jr.
Checking in for Funcho DeMeggi is Julian Hinkson Jr., and that won't be for long, I don't think. I think Funcho will be back in this game within the next couple minutes. He just needs a breather and maybe a drink.
Yeah, Julian Hinkson Jr., one of my favorite names on this team. It just rolls off the tongue. And it's not going to be long before Funcho's back in here, and they get all 5 of their starters back on the court. As DeAndre Huggins looks like he's about to come back in. So it looks like Coach has kind of rotated through his second-string guys, and all of a sudden the starters are coming back in.
Yeah, Huggins checking in for Tarek Brissett. And Huggins seems to be getting, Brissett seems to be getting a talking to from the coach. Wonder what that could be about.
The international symbol for calm down, I saw. Hands down, just relax. It's the message from head coach Rowley, who is looking very dapper in the blue shirt and tie combo. The entire Lord's coaching staff with the shirt and ties, going for the professional look.
Looking very professional tonight. Unlike me.
Hey, we're just behind the mic here, Johnny. They can't see what we're wearing.
Well, Centennial with the ball again, and a quick layup there by Kendall Wilson. Man, this guy is scoring what seems like almost all the points for the Colts tonight.
Kendall Wilson's been really strong. You know who haven't been strong, Johnny, is the Lords here in the second quarter. All of a sudden, their lead's down to 1.
And just as you say that, we got a basket by a number that I don't have on my sheet. Number 23.
Number 23 for the Lords is not a player for the Lords, apparently, so that's nice. Well, we're going to call him Mystery Man. Mystery Man number 23.
You know what? I think it might be Tyler Henry. I think I had this problem on Sunday, and I believe that's Tyler Henry.
I'll take your word for it, Johnny. Tyler Henry with a nice basket there off the rebound, getting the layup.
Lawson's moving the ball back up the court. Looks to make a move, gets it to Henry. Henry puts up the easy 2 and drains it. This is what the Lords need. They need to put up those 2 balls and then those 2 shots and extend this lead. Don't worry too much about the threes. Take those when they're open.
For sure, Johnny. And over the PA system, I hear our fearless leader, Chris Cameron, say Tyler Henry, number 23. So we're going to give you the nod on that. And it is just a mistake on our game sheets, which is always nice when they don't tell us these things. Especially when you're down there asking about starters before the game.
Yeah, well, that's I was down there, and maybe at halftime I might have something to say to those guys.
Let's go find them.
I don't know how you get the name wrong or the number wrong for Michael Jordan's number 23.
You gotta figure it out, guys. Like, I don't. Maybe it's just some confusion, head games from the coaching staff of the Lords, or maybe he just spilled something on his jersey and it's not washed yet. Who knows?
Maybe, maybe not. We'll see.
Back to the action, Johnny.
Yeah, we got the Colts going to the line, and it's Bailey Burton shooting two. The foul clock tells me that the Lords have 2 team fouls to the Colts 1, and we have a timeout, I believe, by the Colts. Once again, I don't understand why we need this many breaks in the game, Joey. We had that big long break before, which I'm still intrigued as to what it was about, and I will do some investigative reporting at half to figure that out.
Putting your journalism shoes on, eh? And going out there, pounding the pavement. Gotta ask Zach, he'll know. Zach knows everything down there. He's the behind-the-scenes guy.
He knows everything except for how to cheer for a good team. He's a Montreal Canadiens fan.
Well, nobody's perfect, Johnny. Nobody's perfect. If you're reading our Twitter account, shout out Zach, because he's the guy out there grinding away. He's here all the time, and I'm looking at him grinding away on his computer right now. Even though he didn't retweet my tweet, so but it'll be fine. We'll get over it.
My friend just sent me a video that I do not have time to watch right now, and it has nothing to do with this, but apparently, Joey, Kevin Bieksa knocked out Radko Gudas with a Superman punch.
Radko Gudas,
is a big
Kevin
man.
Bieksa, those are 2 tough, rugged defensemen in the NHL, and I would love to see that, and I feel like that's going to be something we're watching at halftime, which is only 6:43 away here, as it's going to be Burton at the line here for the Colts. And he steps up and drains that first one.
It's 26-22 for your Durham Lords right now, and Burton is set to take his second shot. Drains his second, and it's 26-23. 3-point game for the Lords as Lawson moves the ball up the court. Lawson scans the court. He's looking for someone to pass off to. Well guarded are the Lords. Halliburton with the shot, and the 2.
Halliburton makes it look pretty, eh, Johnny? Just a nice teardrop looking shot all the way up, and that's a pretty looking 2 points for the Lords.
The Lords with a big block there on the offensive attempt there by the Colts. Hinkson Jr. tried to make a play, couldn't get the handle on the ball, and he just goes out of bounds with it.
Hinkson Jr. tried to make a real good play there, but just unable to keep the puck in. Or ball in, excuse me. As all of a sudden hockey's on my mind. As we may or may not be currently watching this Gudas knockout by Kevin Bieksa.
You need to go look at that knockout, ladies and gentlemen. Bieksa just put Gudas in his place, a man who has been known for being a brawler in the league. The Colts now have the ball. They're moving it back up the court. Big number 35 with the top of it, and looks like Alistair Rivers with the shot, but he misses, and Huggins with the rebound. Lawson's moving the ball back up the court again. We got DeMeggi back on the court. I knew it wouldn't be long. Lawson with the deep three, and he misses front rim and out. Rivers with the rebound, moving the ball back up the court for the Colts.
Yeah, the entire starting lineup back out here for the Lords as they've rotated through some of their bench guys, and it's going to be the big boys carrying them through the end of this first half.
Offensive foul on the Colts, and it is Lords' ball. It's 28-23, 5-point lead for your Durham Lords.
We're at 2 fouls apiece here with 5:28 remaining in this half here, Johnny. And just as I thought everybody was going to stay in for the rest of the half, Lawson comes out.
Lawson's been in for the whole game, though, so he probably needs a breather.
Bueno comes in.
Huggins with the ball and looks for the cute little teardrop pass to DeMeggi, and it's knocked out of bounds by the Colts. Huggins is set to inbound.
Excuse me, it's Charles Bennett who came in for the Lords off that substitution. As Coach Rowley is going to take a timeout here at 5:18.
If there's one thing that drives me nuts in basketball, Joey, is so many timeouts in the game. I get that it's a strategic game and it's a fast-paced back-and-forth game, but it almost takes people out of it when you take so many timeouts.
Yeah, especially when we've had such a long break in this game, Johnny, with whatever happened at the scorer's table just a few moments ago. It's been a very stagnant stop-and-start quarter, half for this team, for both teams, really. And it takes away some of this fast-paced action that really makes basketball so exciting when they're going up and down the court. Just quick baskets by both teams. This stagnant second quarter has really put a damper on things.
Yeah, both these teams seem to have been taken out of it by that long break. And the Colts are now having a conversation with one of the referees. Seems to be a good one, though, as Burton is laughing it up with the ref.
Everybody seems to be chuckling. Well, we broke down what the Colts did last year. A very good season. Lords, not so much. 10-10 on the year. 500 winning percentage. They're split. They're at home and away is exactly the same, 5-5. They did manage to put up 74 points per game, John, but they're going to need to make that number closer to 80 if they want to be contenders in the OCAA.
Huggins with the 3-ball, and again, he's off. And, man, this is a continuation of how he was playing on Sunday. And this is what I was saying at the beginning of the broadcast. Huggins needs to get his confidence back. He needs to be able to put these balls in the net. If not, the Lords are going to suffer for it as Kendall Wilson drains another 2 to bring the Colts back within 3. It's 28-25 Durham as Halliburton moves the ball up the court.
Uncontested there by Wilson, too. Just goes up, takes the shot, nobody in front of him, and easy 2.
The Lords there tried to get it inside to DeMeggi, but no good. And then the Colts go and travel the ball again, Joey.
Yeah.
This is a problem. This was a problem for the women's Colts, and now it's seeming to be a problem for the men's Colts.
For sure, Johnny, and that's a real lucky break there for the Lords as DeMeggi was caught deep. It was going to be an odd man break for the Colts. But
It would have been an easy couple points there, if not an easy trade, depending if they could have set it up. So, yeah, I agree with you. Big turnover there by the Colts, and the Lords will get the ball back in the offensive zone again. Halliburton has the ball in his hands. Looks over to Hinkson Jr.
And we're over halfway through this quarter, Johnny, and the Lords only have 8 points.
DeMeggi with a strong move inside, puts up another 2 to put the Lords up by 5.
And DeMeggi with the flex there. He's feeling good right now. If DeMeggi starts to roll, watch out, because this Lords team can be a real nuisance when DeMeggi's on top.
Hinkson Jr. with the oversell on the defense, but luckily enough, the ball goes out of bounds off the Colts, and it's Lords' ball. DeMeggi to inbound to Halliburton.
Halliburton in no rush here to pick up the ball, as he's waiting for that 24-second clock to start.
Hinkson Jr. at the top of the three-point, passes it back to Halliburton. Halliburton loses his handle, gets it inside to DeMeggi. Strong move, and the layup for DeMeggi. 7-point lead for your Durham Lords, and DeMeggi is starting to catch fire.
Yeah, DeMeggi's the recipient of a real good play there by Halliburton. It looked like he was going to lose that ball, but regained his handles and found a way to find the big man down low, and he makes a strong move for 2.
We got a foul on the Lords' side out of bounds for the Colts. It's the Lords' 3rd foul of the quarter. Seems like the teams may be getting the fouls in check, though. As the first quarter was a little bit rough for the Colts, the Lords are now leading the foul category, so they need to get theirs in check and continue the pressure on the Colts.
Yeah, 3:38 left in this quarter, John, and both teams have a couple fouls to give. It seems like that was a big talking point at the end of the first quarter. We had almost an extra timeout for both teams with that big break.
Big 2 points there by Burton as DeMeggi tries to fly in for the block and misses.
Yeah, so
DeMeggi carries the ball up court. We don't see this too often. Interesting to see the big man rumble and roll to the rim. Oh, and just misses the layup.
Good effort there by DeMeggi, going all by himself, but just unable to put the acrobatic play for 2.
Colts are moving the ball in again, and we've got another foul on the Lords, their 4th of this quarter with 3 minutes remaining. they could be in some trouble here.
Yeah, it's crazy how fast it happens, eh, John? All of a sudden you got 2 fouls, you're looking good, and then a couple quick ones go against you, and just like that, you're in foul trouble.
Yeah, man. It's going to be interesting to see how the Lords shut this down. We have a substitution for the Durham Lords. We've got Tyler Henry coming back in, checking in for Hinkson Jr. We have a sub for the Colts as well. We've got Alistair Cole coming in for, and once he turns around, I'll be able to tell you, for Alistair Rivers.
And Alistair for Alistair switch there, John. I don't know how many times that happens.
Yeah, you know, I didn't realize that, but yeah. The Lords ball, seems like the Colts turned it over. 32-27 for your Durham Lords, a 5-point lead with 3 minutes remaining in the first half, sorry. Halliburton makes his move, pulls up for a 2. It's light. DeMeggi with the rebound, puts it up for 2, and DeFuncho is making his presence felt.
Yeah, a couple of back-to-back points for DeMeggi here as he's really stepped up in this second quarter. And he's, I wouldn't be shocked to find out he's got 6 or 7 of these points for the Lords out of their 14 in the second quarter.
Huge block by Funcho, but the ref is calling a foul, and the Lords are now in the penalty.
Yeah, that's a real tough one for DeMeggi to take there. It was a good play. It looked almost like he got all ball, but the referee says no, he got some contact on the Colts player. And you know it's not a bad foul when your coach gives you a high five after, so those are the ones you're going to live with. Those aren't the ticky-tacky, middle-of-the-court fouls that coaches hate. That's trying to defend the basket, trying to keep this team tough defensively type of foul that a head coach isn't going to mind, even though it is the 5th one of this quarter.
Yeah, it's big man on big man, too, as Walshik Youssef was the one shooting 2 from the line, and he makes both of them to make this once again a 5-point game for the Lords. This is back and forth the last few minutes, Joey.
Yeah, for sure, Johnny. It's been close back and forth. No team's really been able to go on a big 10-0, 8-0 run here to keep some separation, but the Lords have just been able to keep their 5-6 point lead, and they're continuing to have good trips down the court offensively.
Huggins moves in for his first 2 points of the game, and I think that looks a lot better than missing threes, man.
Yeah, Huggins, maybe that'll give him some confidence moving forwards here, John.
Funcho with the huge tip, and Lawson with the rebound. Lawson's moving it up court, looking for DeMeggi. DeMeggi inside for Halliburton, and he misses the shot.
That was a missed opportunity there for the Lords. They had numbers. It was a 5-on-2 coming back, and they were unable to get any points on the board there.
For sure, Joey. As we have McFarland moving the ball around over to Burton, out of bounds on the Colts. It's Lords ball with just under 2 minutes remaining and a 7-point lead in this contest.
Quick math skills getting tested, eh? Every once in a while. First game I had a couple times where I'm looking at the clock trying to do quick addition in my head. But you got it. You're doing strong here, Johnny. As Huggins takes a 3 and he makes it.
Yes! DeAndre Huggins for 3! Makes it all the way from Scarborough, as it was a deep 3 ball there. It's 39-29 and a 10-point game for your Durham Lords.
Huggins feeling it now. Back-to-back points on trips for Huggins, and a big 3 for him. When you've talked about it, we saw it on Sunday. He wasn't at his best. He missed a couple early shots here early, but he seems to have found his rhythm and found his stroke here with a $134 remaining in this half.
Yes, and with the Lords in the penalty, it's really important for Huggins to be on his game, because you don't know what the referee's going to call. He could call a ticky-tacky foul, and that's 2 free points for Centennial. So draining that big 3 ball is huge for the Lords heading in to this halftime with 1:27 left. Centennial tries for the 3, misses, rebounded by Henry, he gets it over to Lawson, and we're back moving up court again. Looking for the fast break to Halliburton, pulls up for the easy wide open 2 and misses. DeMeggi went up for the rebound, but it was knocked out of bounds by Alistair Cole. It is side out of bounds for the Lords with 14 seconds on the shot clock.
The Lords have an opportunity here to stretch this lead to more than 10 for the first time all game.
Oh, huge pass there to Tyler Henry from Trey Lawson. Fantastic basket, unguarded, uncontested, easy layup. It's a 12-point lead for your Durham Lords as Josh McFarland moves it up court. Gets it over to Kendall Wilson, and Kendall Wilson seems to have gone a little bit cold after having a strong first quarter. DeMeggi looking to go inside strong, makes his move, rolls it in off the front rim for 2. Funcho is having a game already.
And all of a sudden the Lords are having one of those runs we talked about earlier, John. All of a sudden a 6-0 run here for the Lords, and it's 43-29.
Centennial looking to come back here. Traveling on Centennial again, Joey.
It's going to be your word of the day, traveling, as we've seen. That's got to be double-digit travels between both
Centennial
Colts
needs to
teams.
realize that they already made the trip to Durham, and they need to stop traveling.
They're just giving away easy points there. That's all they're doing, Johnny, is they're giving away possession, they're giving away the ball. And when you're on the tail end of a run like this, as the Lords are on, those travels and possessions like that given away by the other team can extend those leads and extend the runs and really make the difference.
Huggins from deep 3 just misses. Rebound try by the Lords, substitution by the Lords actually. Nicholas Bueno coming in, and it was actually off Centennial, so it'll be the Lords' ball. 4.8 seconds left. They're going to put up that. They're going for the 2. Oh, almost. It is 43-29 for your Durham Lords as they end the second quarter on, I believe, a 12-0 run.
Yeah, something crazy like that, John. They really stepped it up here. And I remember looking at you and saying, they're halfway through this quarter and they only have 5 points. They certainly stepped up and made the most of their last 5 minutes in that second quarter to give them a 14-point lead going into halftime.
That's for sure, Joey. Well, we'll be back in just under 15 minutes with your second half of this Durham Lords contest against the Centennial Colts. It is 43-29 Durham. Make sure to stay tuned. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're just about to get underway with the second half of the Durham Lords men's basketball team facing the Centennial Colts. They have a lead, 43-29. They dominated the last part of that second quarter, Joey. But before we get into that, we do have an explanation as to why there was a stoppage in the middle of the first quarter, and it was because the Centennial Colts had crossed a player off their list who then was subbed in, and that is illegal.
Yeah, number 20, Nathaniel Caesar, tried to sneak him into the game, but once you cross him out and sign that game sheet, OCAA rules are pretty easy. If he's not on the game sheet and you sign it, you can't bring him in. And the Colts learned that the hard way.
And the Lords with a quick two from Halliburton to start this third quarter.
Halliburton played every minute of that first half, and he's not slowing down as he steps up with a dagger to start the second half.
Yeah, and the math has now exceeded grade 4 level.
Oh, geez, yeah. It's a 16. I did that quick, but it's a good lead for the Lords, as it's definitely their biggest of the night. Their biggest lead previously was 14, but now all of a sudden it's 16 going after that dagger from Halliburton.
We had a big a clutch three ball made there by Centennial to nullify that first basket by the Lords. And a move inside by Hinkson Jr., but he just wasn't able to get it in as the Centennial Colts move it back down the court. Looking to get back into this game quick. Hinkson Jr. fouls. And I just lost my water bottle. Hinkson Jr. just fouls Bailey Burton. Good thing no one's sitting below us, or else they probably would have gotten hit in the head.
Yeah, that wouldn't have been
fun. It was an empty water bottle, so just been an annoyance. First one good by Burton. And the second one good as well. It is back to a 12-point game as we have DeMeggi moving the ball up court.
And John, you hyped him coming into this game, but DeMeggi certainly hasn't disappointed in the first half. 15 points, and they were all gritty, grindy points, and he was definitely the all-star after first half.
It's a big offensive rebound by Hinkson Jr., but he loses it on the come down to the Colts. And a turnover there by Lawson. He's got Halliburton wide open, but he moves it over to Hinkson Jr., who tries to slam it in, but no good. With no foul on that, but a foul called on the Lords. Trey Lawson on the attempt of the offensive rebound.
Yeah, that would have been real pretty by Julian Hinkson Jr. there.
Tried to stuff it in over two guys.
It almost looked like he abandoned it last minute to go for the finger roll, but just unable to put it into the basket as he went down hard. And it's going to be the Lords who come up with the foul, as it was definitely a shove there by Lawson.
I believe the coach is asking how was he not fouled on that attempt.
Yeah. When you're up by 12, it's tough to really lean into the officials. But you always want to work them a little bit and see what's going on.
Yeah, he's just working them so that he can get a call later on in the game, that's all.
Yeah.
As he continues to work another official.
Well, there's three of them. You got three guys to yell at, and you know Coach Rowley's going to yell at everybody he can, trying to get an explanation for that missed call, or no call, excuse me.
Centennial's moving the ball around. They go up for the two. No good. DeMeggi goes up for the big board. Passes up to Hinkson Jr., moves in, looks to dunk it again. This time he gets the call. Hinkson Jr. is going to the line to shoot two.
Hinkson Jr., yeah, he's been real solid here all game long. And you know a guy like Hinkson Jr., he's such a big body. He's so difficult to take care of. At 6'5", in his second year, he's really starting to feel out the whole OCAA, what he can do, what he can get away with. And so far, Hinkson Jr. has been a dominant player for this team. I know it probably doesn't show up on the scoreboard, only 2 points in that first half, but excellent. He had a steal. He was all over the place. And Julian Hinkson Jr., the big man, is going to be a big factor for this team moving forward.
Just playing, just plain hustle. He has hustle, right? So, and that's what you need on a basketball team. You've got to be able to get back into every single play. Hinkson Jr. missed the first, goes up for the second, and he missed both of those free throws. It's going to be important for the Lords to drain their shots from the free throw line as the Colts move the ball back up the court.
Yeah, it's kind of been the theme of the night, Johnny, is missing your free throws, missing those easy points. It's going to come back and bite you in the butt if you don't take what the other team gives you.
DeMeggi with the foul.
Fouls on number 15, Funcho DeMeggi of the Awards. It's his third.
That's DeMeggi's third foul with just under 8 minutes to play in the third quarter. We'll see if the coach gives him a quick hook here to try and keep him around for the fourth.
And correct me if I'm wrong, Johnny, but DeMeggi hasn't scored a point in this half yet, has he?
I believe he got 2 on a layup.
Oh, he did get the 2 on the layup, correct. So he's now at 17. Halliburton's at 14. And these two big dogs are really leading the way for the Lords. And they're going to need to be just as big in the second half to lead this team to victory. Oh, that was interesting, eh?
Yeah.
Halliburton almost looked like he tripped while catching the ball. Somehow he managed to hang on. It was nice athleticism there. But it was not the most pretty looking play directly in front of us.
Interesting to find out what just happened there. The Lords had the ball moving it into the offensive zone. Ref blew the whistle, and now it's side out of bounds Lords.
And directly below us, it looks like the concession stands are closed, and they're making an awful lot of racket right underneath the bleachers here. Something dropped. Hopefully it wasn't a big tray of hot dogs.
Oh, no, not the hot dogs.
We got a score reset here, Johnny? I think so. I think there was a bit of a score reset. And we're
11-point game here.
11-point game, 19 on the shot clock, 7:48 remaining in this third quarter. And the stagnant pace of this game seems to continue.
Yeah, Hinkson Jr. is now on the bench as he... Huge 3-ball by Halliburton, puts it up all the way from Brampton, drains it for the Lords to extend their lead to 14.
Just a pretty looking shot Brendan Halliburton has. It goes up so high, it looks like a rainbow, and especially out from 3 when it drains nothing but net. It's a pretty thing to watch.
Another turnover there by Centennial, unforced turnover I would say. He stepped out of bounds. It's Lord's ball as Lawson sets to inbound to Halliburton. And Halliburton is chugging down the court. Huggins moves in and gets the foul to shoot 2. Well, if there's someone who can make free throws, it has to be DeAndre Huggins.
Huggins from the line this is his first time at the line all game. Only 5 points for Huggins, 2 for 5 from the field, and 1 3-pointer. And they say he only has 5 points. That math doesn't add up to me, Johnny.
Well, 1 3-pointer and then 1 2-pointer, 2 for 5.
And he's got 2 2-pointers, 2 for 5. So 2 plus 2 is 4, plus 3 is 7.
Oh, I don't know. The scoring table.
I blame Zach.
Yep. We're blaming Zach again. Zach, head on your shoulders. He's worried about the Habs. They're playing. They're playing Florida tonight, and they actually have a lead.
Do they? That's a first for Montreal.
Yeah, James Reimer's in net though.
Wow. He's lost a couple games against the Canadiens in his day.
Yeah. Well, the Lords have extended their lead to 16. It's 50-34 with just over 7 minutes remaining in this one. And Centennial's moving the ball down the court underneath the net there. Big rebound by Funcho DeMeggi. Lawson looks deep for Halliburton. Halliburton goes inside for the 2. This is what the Lords need to do, Joey. They've got to put the pressure down on Centennial because the bigger this lead gets, the more they're going to take chances.
Yeah, especially they've already taken 2 fouls here. They can push them to get a couple more. All of a sudden, foul trouble. You got attacking quickly as DeMeggi here.
Oh, that was a huge no-look pass by Lawson, and DeMeggi almost made it good, but he's going to the line for 2.
And it's like they heard me, Johnny, because all of a sudden Centennial picks up another foul there, and that's their 3rd of this quarter with lots of time left and 6:42. And when you're down by as many points as they are, as when they're down by 16, they're going to take some chances. They're going to be aggressive defensively. And if the Lords can put some pressure on them here, they can really find a way to put a stranglehold on this game.
Yes, that's for sure. I mean, they're not too far off of making this a 30-point game if they keep this up, man. So we've got a timeout on the court here. A little bit of a break, a little bit of a breather. We'll see if we get any subs coming out of this.
Can't stress how good Brandon Halliburton's been tonight for the Lords, John. Leads the team 19 points and has played every minute of the game. He's been on the court the entire time, hasn't come off.
So he's a Terminator.
Yeah, pretty much. He's the only guy on either team to play all 20 minutes in that first half. Wouldn't shock me to see him play this entire quarter, and maybe, just maybe, if the lead's big enough for the Lords, coach might pull him out. But both sides of the ball, creating with nice passes, making turnovers, as well as just beautiful shots from deep twos, beautiful looking threes. Brandon Halliburton's really been a star for this Lords team in this game.
Yeah, Brandon Halliburton knows when to check down. He knows when to go for that three, but he also knows when to take a couple steps in when he can and make the easy two-pointer as opposed to trying to push that three-pointer. Because you know what? If you make 2 twos, that's 4, right? So it's better than 3.
You know what? Your math works there. Apparently not on our stat sheet where 2-2 makes 2, but
that's Zach's fault.
Yeah, we're blaming Zach somehow. The computer generated bad points for him.
So Funcho makes his first at the line. This to make it a 20-point game. Funcho drains both of them, and it's a 20-point lead for your Durham Lords early in the third quarter, 54-34. Centennial launches a 3-ball, and this is what I was talking about. They're going to try and make a comeback on threes, and if the Lords defend right and do what they're doing right now, move the ball inside, just as I say that, Huggins goes for 3 and drains it. DeAndre Huggins with his second three-pointer of the game, and that bumps his total up to 8 points.
8 points for Huggins, and you're right, Johnny. They were trying to go inside. It looked like Demeji was looking for the attacker inside, but didn't have him, and all of a sudden Huggins is sitting right there all alone for 3. And a guy like Huggins, he's been hot and cold to start this year, but when he's hot, he makes those shots every time.
And looks like you were right. The Lords are moving inside. They get another foul called on the Centennial Colts as Lawson's going to the line to shoot 2, and that's the 4th team foul for the Colts.
Everything's a lot easier up here, Johnny. We're just geniuses, apparently.
Yeah, hindsight, right? We're looking at it, and they're doing it.
Yeah, we can tell them what to do when you're at the very top of the bleachers. And Lawson not going to be happy with that miss.
Yeah, clunks his first one off the front of the rim. Just didn't give it enough juice. Lawson puts up the second and drains it. 58-34. Durham Lords, Centennial. Oh, big steal by Halliburton, and he stepped out of bounds, Joey.
That's too bad. Brandon Halliburton trying to make the nice move after the nice steal. And a very, very high-level move there by Brandon Halliburton. But I'm going to say he just stepped out of line, too. The official was right there to be exactly where he needed to be to make the call, so you can't argue with him. But that's just the skill of Brandon Halliburton, and continues to do it on both sides of the court, offensively and defensively.
The Colts put up another 3 and miss. Demeji with a huge rebound there. They're moving back up court. Halliburton with the 3 and drains it. The Lords are on fire, folks. It is 61-34. It is almost a 30-point game, Joey.
Yeah, safe to say biggest lead of the night for the Lords, and Brandon Halliburton, we just can't talk about this kid enough. Good steal, then comes down, drains a 3 for his 22nd of the night. And I said earlier, he's probably going to play this entire quarter. If they keep up this pace, Brandon Halliburton's going to be getting some much-deserved rest time sitting beside his coaching staff.
Yeah, he's going to be enjoying that drink soon enough. Tyler Henry with the 2 to extend the lead.
And that's all what this Lords team needs to do right now, John. Is just go down the court, capitalize on their possessions. Nice, easy, open shots. They're getting opportunities. This Colts team's really struggling right now. And if they can just do that nice and easy, give what they...
Oh, big offensive foul there by Burton on Demeji as Demeji tried to block him out, and Burton threw the elbow in Demeji's chest.
Wow, that's 6'4" going against 6'5" right there, and the 6'4" That was a very big foul there. And all of a sudden, just like that, Centennial's in the foul, in the penalty, and the Lords are in the bonus.
With 4.5 minutes to go, that's going to be huge for the Durham Lords if they can get to the line a bunch. And a 2 there by Tyler Henry to extend this lead to 29 points, Joey.
29 points, and Funcho Demeji with a beautiful pass there to Henry. Just nice, simple, and easy. taking what the defense gives you, and with a lead this big, you just got to go down and put up points. Don't worry what they're going to do offensively. Just keep your life simple. Don't do anything that takes you outside of your comfort zone, and don't get in foul trouble.
No, definitely not. Out of bounds there on the Durham Lords, so it's Centennial ball, and they move it back up court. Let's see if Centennial's going to try and do something, and they put up a three and drain it. I hope that's not a sign of things to come, because that was a nice-looking three ball there, Joey.
Yeah, Kendall Wilson makes his first shot in an awfully long time, it seems like. Wilson was hot early in the first quarter, but slowed down in the second, but he's really stepped up, and that was a beautiful-looking shot there for Wilson.
And Trey Lawson puts up the three but misses it as Centennial runs down the court for a fast break two. The Lords need to shut this down. I get they have a huge lead here, but it can go away very quickly with some sloppy play. Huggins inside, gets it to DeMeggi, looks for the big two, gets it.
DeMeggi closing in on 20 points himself. That's 19 for Funcho.
The experience DeMeggi brings is worth way more than the points he's putting up, but man, you gotta love those points.
And the points certainly don't hurt at all. Good passing here by the Colts.
Foul on the Lords, side out of bounds. It's the Lords' fourth team foul of the quarter with 3 minutes left in this quarter.
Huggins getting that one there, Johnny, and we say don't get in foul trouble, and all of a sudden they have 4.
And we have a sub.
But you got to make sure you do it properly. Can't step on the court too early. There you go. The referee finally decides they're allowed to sub.
Is being subbed for Tarek Brissett. And Funcho DeMeggi is going to take a breather. He's being subbed for Julian Hinkson Jr. Big for big there.
Yeah, DeMeggi's done everything he can to help this team win this game so far. Hinkson Jr., we've seen he's been very good so far. Not the offensive stats that Funcho has, but defensively he's been solid. As the Lords try and lock down here.
Lords.
Yeah, that's off Brissett.
I apologize if I'm losing my voice a little bit. Going 2 games is something I'm not used to, Joey.
Lots of water, lots of fishermen's friends.
Yeah. 2 points there by the Colts. And they're trying to claw their way back in this one as it's a 22-point lead for your Durham Lords.
Here's Halliburton.
Halliburton looking for Hinkson Jr. Calls for the screen. Halliburton breaks inside, gets it outside. Wide open three for Lawson. Misses it. Put back by Hinkson Jr.
And that's just excellent ball movement by the Lords, all set up by none other than Brandon Halliburton. Halliburton makes a couple nice passes, directs traffic, makes a strong move to the net, and kicks it outside to a Lords player who's almost all alone, but makes a very nice play, and then kicks it out again, and all of a sudden there's a wide open 3 look, and they didn't make the shot, but excellent rebounding there by Hinkson Jr. on the fall down 2-pointer, and all of a sudden the Lords are looking strong. It doesn't seem to matter who they have on the court.
Both these units are looking good. Another turnover here. The Lords are moving back up the court. Lawson's looking around. Moves inside. Reach in on. Yeah, reach in on Kendall Wilson. And Lawson will go to the line.
Chris Cameron with the assist there on the PA.
Thank you, Chris.
Thanks, boss. Actually working tonight. It's good of him.
Yeah, for once.
Yeah, I know.
Boss loves to be on the mic, doesn't he?
He really does. No one's ever said Chris Cameron doesn't like the sound of his own voice. If you want to check him out, you can see him all the time on the UOIT Ridgebacks Twitter page. He's the man you see doing all the athletes of the week, plays of the week, the showdowns. Does an excellent job, him and Scott Dennis. And we're not just saying that because they're our bosses.
Yeah, we're not. Lawson goes 1 for 2 from the line. And the Lords are up by 25 points, Joey.
We're in blowout territory here, Johnny. And it's kind of what we talked about at the beginning of the game. Centennial's lost their top 2 scorers from last season. A very good team last year, but when you lose those veterans and you lose all those points, it's tough to make up and it's tough to keep up with a team like the Lords, who weren't great last year but had a lot of first-year guys who are now second-year guys, and a lot of young guys this year are hungry, and a couple fifth-year guys really leading the way.
Oh.
It's a really good start for this Lords team this year. And
looks like this might be an offensive foul. Let me see if I'm corrected. Nope, 23. So this is going to be Lawson going back to the line again for 2. This is what's important about being in the bonus.
Yeah, Lawson went 1 for 2 at his last time up at the line. You know he's going to want to go 2 for 2 here and just keep extending this Lord's lead.
Again, 23, the Colts have the call. It's his first.
It's an awfully nice luxury to have if you're the Lords. You have Trey Lawson really having a good game on the weekend, one guard, and then Brandon Halliburton, your other guard, comes out and has himself a heck of a game tonight. It's a nice luxury to have 2 guards who are skilled and can do everything for you and are both willing to step up and take over games.
You know what would be a nice luxury to have? Something softer to stand on.
Yeah, plywood's I'm not feeling it.
No, it's hurting the bottoms of my feet, folks. But yeah, it is a great luxury to have players like that. Halliburton's wide open, gets it inside to Hinkson Jr., pushes it out to Tyler Henry, out of bounds, Centennial ball. With 1:05 left in the quarter here, we'll see if Centennial can mount some sort of a comeback. But if I'm being honest, I'm quite enjoying this blowout.
Blowouts are fun, especially when you're the home team and you're the home broadcasters, Johnny. It's not as much fun the other way.
Yeah, I don't know what I would say if they were getting beat by this much, except for maybe to be bashing the team. And there's some big guys, so if they hear me bashing them, I don't want to run into them in the alley.
Nope, we're not going to school right now. I don't know if I've mentioned that, but so it's going to be tough to see them. But we're going to be here all year long, so they if they want to find us, they know where we are. We're certainly close enough. But this Lords team, we got nothing really to bash on, Johnny. We would tell you if they weren't playing well. It's all we're doing is saying what we see, right? And
yeah, that's exactly it, man.
They've played excellent so far today, and it's clearly showing on the scoreboard.
Yeah, man. The Lords are now in the penalty, so this is going to be a interesting last 58 seconds. I hope it's not as long as I'm anticipating. But yeah, like I said on the Sunday broadcast, I was talking about how Huggins was cold, and that would be the one player that has really, to me, has stepped up in this game. He started off pretty ice cold, and I was worried about it, but with 2 big 3 balls and playing the way he's playing, Huggins is adding to this complement of Durham Lords players. The Lords turn it over there. Fast break for Centennial. We'll see if they can put this in. No, and it's an offensive rebound by Colt 45 himself, Hussein Mahandi.
First time we've said Hussein's name all night long. Oh, coach getting everybody involved here for the Colts. A lot of first-year guys on this team, Mahandi being one of them, and Trevor Challenger, the head coach for the Colts, trying to get everybody involved, which is never a bad idea early in the season, especially when you're down by 22.
Yeah, you got to see what you got on your bench, and you got to see what you got from your starters. So the best time to do that is the preseason and game 1. So we'll see what continues to happen here as the third quarter continues to wind down with just 30 seconds remaining. We got 13 seconds on the shot clock, and Halliburton's moving the ball, gets it over to Tyler Henry, gets it inside to Hinkson Jr. And the Lords try for the 2, no good. And they say it is Colts ball.
I know he missed that shot, John, but I've really liked what Charles Bennett's done coming off the bench in his first year. Second game as a Lord. He's come in. I think he's probably got 4 or 6 points. And he's just been really solid on both ends of the floor. And he hasn't looked like a rookie out there, which is really one of the biggest compliments you can give someone playing their first action as a Lord.
Yeah, it's great to see, and it's a perfect time to get him involved in a blowout.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, that's it for the third quarter here, folks. It's 72-50 for your Durham Lords, a 22-point lead as we head into the fourth quarter.
And I guess it's to be expected, Johnny. They gave up 21 points in that quarter, did the Lords, but they themselves scored 29, so I guess you can't complain too much
Yeah, so long as those numbers are in the positive, you're okay with that, man.
Yeah, you're running and gunning here, and when you're up by such a large margin, you know the other team's going to put some in the basket. It's tough to stay so tight defensively when you have such a big lead. But the Lords here, they're up by 22. They were up by 14 going into half after just really a tight first quarter where it was 17-20. The Colts had a very strong start to the game. They haven't been able to really push the Lords. And what really stands out to me, John, is just the lack of runs the other way for the Colts. We've seen a couple 10-0 runs. We've seen a couple 5-6-0 runs for the Lords, getting quick baskets, moving in transition. We saw that early for the Colts where they did a couple good plays defensively, moved up. They had a couple easy slam dunks early. But since then, the Lords have done an excellent job at stopping the runs and stopping the big bleeding for the Colts to step in and cut this lead down.
Yeah, buddy, that's definitely what's been done here. The Lords have stepped up defensively, huge here, and they've exerted their dominance on this game. It's good to see the Lords do this for a second straight game, because this is kind of how they ran through Sunday's game. It was a weak first and then a strong second, third, and fourth quarter for the Lords as they come back on the court here. It'll be Colts ball starting the fourth. And the Colts inbound.
Yeah, they put up 83 on Sunday. They're on well pace to break that tonight. You wouldn't be surprised to see a 90 unless they step off the gas here in this fourth quarter. But
another big rebound there by Trey Lawson.
Tyler Halliburton's out there. You know you're going to see more fun show as this game goes on. Trey Lawson's still out there. Your two starting guards playing a lot of minutes for you. This Colts team is going to have a real tough going in this fourth
huge
quarter.
Screen there by Hinkson Jr. as Halliburton puts up the two, bounces out, no good. And in regards to the Colts, as we see them put up a long-distance three, and I was going to play off of that if they had missed it, they're taking a lot of low-percentage shots, and that's why you're not seeing the runs for them.
Yeah, I would not at all be surprised to see lots of threes coming from them. And I think that would be a mistake for the Lords to be jacking a lot of threes as this game continues. Get in the paint, draw the fouls, just nice, easy 2 points, go up and down the court. Don't be stressing with these three balls. You're up by 19 now.
Yeah, the lead is waning right now for the Lords, and it's funny to say that with a 19-point lead, but you see big man Funcho DeMeggi coming back in the game, and you know Coach wants to put a stranglehold on this game.
Yeah, well, 19 is good, but they were almost up by 30 earlier, right? So it's all about what you see, and obviously Coach decided he had none of that.
Big block there by Hinkson Jr.
And all of a sudden some
size
in here.
With the ball.
Funcho and Hickson out here, John. So a lot of size for the Lords.
Yeah, the Lords are going to look to go big here. As Lawson's there guarding the big man. And one ill-advised foul, I would say, there by Lawson. Give him the two. Back up, you're 2-on-1, and you're probably not going to guard him anyway. Worst case, you're giving him up 3 points, and that's exactly what happened.
Yeah, it was a nice play, though, by Nathan Collins, just to draw the foul, get up there, get the ball in the basket. But you're right, from a Lord's perspective, you can't be making plays like that. You got to be smart defensively, especially with this lead.
So Tarek Brissett has just been taken out for DeAndre Huggins, and it looks like we're back to our starting lineup. And that's exactly what we're back at as Halliburton has the ball, moves it over to Lawson, and Lawson's moving the ball up court. Strong D, though. Halliburton looks around, moves it inside to Funcho. Funcho tries for two, misses, and the Lords are back on defense again. You can't give this game back to Centennial. Big steal there by Lawson. Up to Hinkson Jr., and he misses the alley-oop. Oh my goodness, that would have been huge. And a huge three ball for the Centennial Colts, and one.
And
that's
foul.
A 4-point play.
That could be a momentum shifter right there, John. You have the big alley-oop attempt, and it just wasn't the best pass by Halliburton, but that basket probably should have gone in. And then they go down nice pass up and a quick deep three. And all of a sudden they got a chance at a 4-point play here. And I don't blame head coach Desmond Rowley at all for calling a timeout right now. He cannot be happy with the first 2 minutes he's gotten from his team in this fourth quarter.
No, definitely not, and that's why you call the timeout here and you tell the guys, hey, listen, if he drains this, it's a 12-point game. This game is not in the bag. You've got to play your ass off to win this game.
Still lots and lots of time here on the clock. 8 minutes remaining. You see it in basketball all the time. Runs, big league changes, a couple of missed baskets, a couple made threes, and all of a sudden it's a 1 or 2 possession ball game. And when you were almost doubling them at one point, that's not where you want to be on offense or on defense.
I'm sorry, Joey. I kind of went off into my own little world there. And
That's okay, buddy.
I missed what you said there. But we've got the Colts heading to the line to shoot their final point of the 4-point play here. As the Lords come out of their timeout, we'll see if the Lords can bounce back from this this little run that the Colts have gone on, and it seems to be the first run of the game for them.
Yeah, just like I was saying, right, Johnny? I was praising them for not giving up these runs defensively, and all of a sudden, maybe I spoke too soon because they've given up a bunch of points in a row here, and all of a sudden it's only a 13-point lead.
Centennial puts up the 2 and misses it. Funcho gets smacked in the head.
Funcho looks to be a little shaken up.
And he looks to be shooken up. Oh no, this is not good for the Lords if Funcho has to come out of the game.
Seems to be shaking his head. Seems to be all right, but that can't be a fun feeling getting smacked on the top of the head.
No, especially when it was probably by big man Hussein Mahadi, who is 6'5", so his paws are huge.
Good play by Funcho to kick it out there.
Lawson looking around, stalking around the 3-point line, moves it inside. Funcho looks to make a move, loses the ball, gets it back, puts it up, shoots 2. And if anybody here is interested, the World Series is taking place right now, and my good my broadcast partner here, Joey, has so kindly pulled it up. It is 3-1 for the Los Angeles Dodgers in the top of the 7th. It looks like the Astros are in tough in this one.
Yeah, that just happened too, Johnny, because I was just looking at it. The Dodgers just hit that home run, or just did something at the bottom of the 6th there, as they.
Yeah, it looks like Justin Turner has done it again.
There's a shocker.
Old Redbeard himself, man. That guy looks like he could be a pirate.
Man, that beard's got to be hot in the Los Angeles weather right now, though. What did you say today? It was
like 98 degrees,
98 degrees.
at game start. It was 120 degrees earlier in the day.
Man, I feel like that long hair and beard
October.
combo. Yeah, but it's Los Angeles. They just live in the sun down there. Unrelated, I have a friend in California right now, and I got an In-N-Out Burger Snapchat about 20 minutes ago, and I've never been so jealous in my entire life.
Yeah, I got a buddy who actually visited California recently, and he sent me pictures of him going to In-N-Out Burger, and I was not happy either.
Yeah, it's just not fair, Johnny. It's just not fair, especially when you're hungry, you haven't had dinner, you're standing here, it's game 2 of our doubleheader, and we're not complaining at all, but it hasn't been the most exciting of ball games as the Lords have had this big lead for most of it. But all of a sudden, the Colts are slowly chipping away at it, and I'm sure it's not just us up here. I'm sure the coaching staff is getting a little worried about how this lead's slowly looking like it's going to be a single-digit lead.
Well, we got Funcho going back to the line to shoot 2 more free throws. So hopefully he can put both of those in and extend this lead a little bit, because it is getting tight, and it's getting to be nail-biting time.
Yeah, it's a 14-point lead. So still lots of room for error here for the Lords, and Funcho's been solid drawing. I think he's drawn all 3 fouls in this 4th quarter. But you can't get complacent, and you gotta finish them here. You gotta put your foot on their throats, and you gotta finish strong, especially when they had all their starters out there. They've made a couple substitutions since then. But it's game 2 of the year. Halliburton's still out there. Demeji's still out there. Lawson's still out there. You got to play strong defensively, and you got to finish this game off right, or you're not going to feel good about it.
big miss there from 3. And they say out of bounds off the Lords. I disagree, but I'm not the ref.
Yeah, there's 3 of them down there. They might have a good angle, but I agree with you, Johnny. It didn't look like it went off a Lord there. I thought it hit the Colts player, but.
Well, that's okay. There's only 7 seconds left on the clock, so they're not going to have much time to get a shot off here, especially when you hand it off to Big Man, who's driving the lane, passes it for 3.
The shot clock didn't start
ball
there.
By the Colts as the fans let him know that he missed completely.
That was an interesting situation there as the shot clock didn't start going, so they thought they had no time. The shot clock was still at 7 seconds.
Huggins with the 3. Funcho with the huge rebound and jams it down. Giving him the dirty look, letting him know, I'm the man.
Funcho just showing his dominance right there. That's a 6'5" play right there. 5th-year player, knows he can do it, steps up, gets the rebound, and slams it down.
Well, the Lords find themselves in foul trouble again here. Joey, it's the 4th team foul for them, and Trey Lawson has taken this one.
14 fouls.
The Colts look to inbound the ball, and they inbound it to Josh McFarland. They move it inside. Long 2 ball here, front rim and out, as Halliburton moves the ball up the court. Takes a pause, takes a look around, moves it over to Lawson. Makes a move on the defender, steps back, goes inside, misses the 2, but there's Tyler Henry with the huge offensive rebound, puts it back. It is back to a 20-point game. It is 79-59 for your Durham Lords. Kick ball by DeAndre Huggins. Strange play there, but I guess if you got no other play, you might as well kick it like it's soccer.
Yeah, coach gives it a boot too, handing it to the officials. Yeah, that's probably just an instinct there, play there by Huggins, just trying to break up the pass any way he can. And just like that, Johnny, it's a 20-point game again for the Lords. We can nitpick all we want, but they're playing an extremely good game here. And they look like they should be able to coast comfortably here with 5:27 left in this quarter and this game. But you don't want to lax, and that's just what I was talking about earlier, is you can have a big lead, then blow it and still win the game, but you don't come away with the same good feeling that you would have had if you just hung on or won by 10, 15. If all of a sudden they find a way to make this a 5-point game, that's not a good feeling, knowing that you blew such a big lead against a team that you've been better than all night long.
Lawson with the nice spin move, moves inside with the teardrop, and it rolls off the rim and out, and Lawson's down on the court. Fast break point for the Centennial Colts as Josh McFarland lays it in. And we have a travel against the Durham Lords as the ball is coming back.
That's a very uncharacteristic play there, as that's going to be Halliburton getting that call for traveling. Trying to send the quick up there to Trey Lawson, but I guess he took one step too many, and all of a sudden it's going to be Centennial ball. And these are the type of turnovers and ball possession that you can't be giving this Colts team, because eventually you're going to give them enough shots, they're going to find a way to claw their way back in here.
The Colts look for a 3 ball to get back into it, and they get it from Alistair Cole. It is 79-64, Durham Lords. The Lords look to make another basket here and hopefully put a stranglehold. Wide open Tyler Henry from Funcho DeMeggi. Easy 2 points, uncontested.
Yeah, Henry put his hands up. He knew he was all alone. Funcho spotted him right away, and just nice pass, easy lay-in. And those are points you're going to take all day long.
Colts go for another 3 ball as Funcho comes down with the rebound, and Lawson's moving it back up court.
Yeah, it's Alistair Cole jacking these threes for the Colts, and he's made a couple of them, so you can't blame him. And if they're going to have any chance of coming back, you know they're going to need a couple 3-point, 4-point plays even. And that's just a terrible giveaway right there by Funcho.
Yeah, it was a bad pass by Funcho, trying to force that one in there, and fast break point there by the Colts. It is 81-66 Durham Lords as DeAndre Huggins moves the ball up court. He gets it over to Halliburton. He looks around. Little dribble drive coming, passes it to Lawson. Lawson drives the lane, puts up the 2, short. Centennial ball. The Lords need to get this back in check. This could be a 10-point game before you know it.
Yeah, they'll take the 15 right now, Johnny, but that wasn't the best shot attempt we've seen from Trey Lawson all night. And maybe a little bit of fatigue setting in here for the Lords as they seem a little slower, a little sloppier here. But we said this before, it's always tough to keep your concentration and keep everything as tight defensively, offensively. Just have the same intensity when you're up by such a big margin.
Tyler Henry has now put the Lords in the penalty as the Centennial Colts will go to the line on every foul attempt within the final 3 minutes, 18 seconds. This could be dangerous. I feel you there, Joey. I'm yawning too.
Oh, they didn't see that John, though, Yanni.
John, though, Yanni.
Oh, my goodness. All right. All right. I'm not tired at all. Maybe I did deserve that yawn. I deserve to get called out for that one. Moving on. Halliburton now with the ball.
Yeah, back to the game. I should pay attention to that as opposed to my broadcast partner, I guess.
It's okay. It was a big yawn. I'm not going to lie to you.
As the Colts deflect this one out of bounds, there's 15 seconds on the clock, and Huggins is going to inbound it. But first we have a timeout by the Colts.
Colts calling a timeout here. It's 81-68 here for the Lords. As,
the Lords are 2 points away from matching their Sunday total. So I think you were right there, Joey, with them eclipsing that.
Yeah, I said 90, so I wouldn't be surprised if they passed that mark too with 3 minutes remaining here. But it's going to be really interesting to see if the Colts can send a last-minute push on here, or if they're going to miss a couple attempts and not get any momentum. Because that's really what it's going to be here, right, John? It's going to be one team's going to gain the momentum of this 3 minutes, and either the Colts are going to make a couple quick shots and make this interesting, or the Lords are going to come up with a couple good defensive stands and really take the winds out of the sails of this Colts team. It's going to go one of two ways, because with such a big lead, each team knows that it's going to be this next minute and a half that's really going to determine the outcome of this ball game.
Yeah, it'll be good to see if the Lords can come out here and assert some dominance, get it inside to big man Funcho DeMeggi, and put this game away as it's a 13-point lead right now for the Lords.
And another whistle here. Kendall Wilson getting the foul there.
Assist to, once again, to Chris on the call on the foul there. The Lords are set to inbound with Funcho, 14 seconds on the clock. And the Colts are one foul away from being in the penalty as well, so this could be an interesting 3 minutes.
Interesting, drawn out, whatever you want to say, Johnny.
Yeah, it's basketball.
Good work here by Lawson.
Lawson just going around, and Funcho with the huge move, and he puts in the layup to extend this lead to 15.
What an excellent play there by Trey Lawson. Fancy footwork, good handles, and finding the wide open DeMeggi, who makes no mistake from his office there just below the basket.
Colts are going to try and force the issue here, I think, as they're looking for easy points. Big block there by Tyler Henry. Tyler Henry now brings the ball up the court as he looks to Trey Lawson. And Trey Lawson's moving up, gets it over to Halliburton. And Halliburton resets, calls a play. Calls for a pick from Henry, moves in uncontested for the layup. Halliburton leading the team with 24 points.
24 for Halliburton, just continues to be dominant. Went a little quiet there, but for a little bit in this quarter. But
and I think it's shutdown time now for your Durham Lords. Yeah. If they can drain another basket, it's going to be keep away game.
Well, they made one good defensive stop. They've come up with a couple baskets here offensively. If they can get one, maybe two more, and another stop.
Oh, and again uncontested, but a huge block there by Alistair Cole coming out of nowhere, and a reverse layup by Cole as well, showing that, hey, I'm a good player too.
Yeah, Cole.
Here comes Halliburton, pulls up for two, and he misses. We only got 1 minute and 20 left in this one, guys. It is a 15-point lead by your Durham Lords, and I'm going to go ahead and go on a limb and say this one is done.
Yeah, they're going to walk away with the win here, Johnny. It's 1:14 left, 15-minute lead. it would have to be something pretty catastrophic defensively that we haven't seen yet from this Lords team. And we haven't really, to be honest, we haven't really seen the offensive ability from this Colts club all night long to put up a 15-point run with just over a minute left in this game. They've really struggled to keep things moving offensively, and when they have found ways to have quick points and have fast breaks, the Lords defensively have seemed to come up with big stops and stopping them from those big runs.
Yeah, man. Okay, so maybe my limb's a little bit more of a branch, but you know, I figured I'd say it anyway.
I trust you. Yeah. It's not the biggest hot take you've ever had, Johnny.
Yeah, no. So Lawson's now moving the ball around, dancing around everyone, and with the sick finger roll, he puts it up to extend the lead back to 15 for your Durham Lords. With under a minute to play, they've dominated the Centennial Colts here, and it's great to see. 3 points away from your prediction, Joey. Let's see if they can get it.
Even a blind squirrel finds a nut every once in a while.
Oh, maybe not, though, as Centennial takes the ball away. Goes up. Huge block by DeMeggi. Looking for the alley-oop. And they're just going to dribble this out, I think. Centennial knows it's over. Durham knows it's over.
Good sportsmanship there by Halliburton. Could have easily jumped to 3. Don't want anything he wanted to, but 16 left on the game clock, 8 on the shot clock. He's just going to run this around. Probably, he is going to jack the 3.
Well, the shot clock would have run up,
Why
so
not?
you got to put it up,
Why
right?
not take the 3?
And the Lords aren't even going to defend this. And the Centennial Colts will make that basket with 1.8 seconds left on the clock. This game's going to be a final of 87-76, an 11-point win for your Durham Lords. And guys, I just want to remind you, make sure you check out my show tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. for your Durham Lords Report, the Jake and John Show on riotradio.ca at 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. And if you can't catch it live, make sure to go to ustream.tv to check it out there. Just search up the Jake and John Show, the best sports show on campus. Thanks for joining us, guys. We'll see you next time. I believe that'll be November 3rd. Till then, later.